Hey guys, welcome back. CALLOUS Invitational 3 play-ins here. This is the round of 8, which is the first round within their group, and it is Xray and Troller. We saw game 1 was fairly close, but it went the way of Xray, and it's now going to fall on Troller to rattle off 2 in a row to keep his chances of playing into the main event alive. Xray, of course, needs to just win this game or a potential third game to advance to the round of 4. So here is the game. I will switch sides for continuity, so we'll keep Xray on the bottom again. He's going to have a Salamence and Crusty ADVer, that is Troller, is on the top with the lead Celebi that becomes a Milo. Fire Blast shown right out the gate, indicating a mixed or fully special Salamence. Toxic there blanking on the immunity lax. Celebi comes back in. There's a return critical hit. Good little start for Xray there, 65%. T-Tar comes in. Obvious recover turn. Does the T-Tower have Pursuit or HP Bug or something like that to punish? Gets out of the way, and so does Xray. So we end up with Milo on Lax here, both pokes that had already been revealed. Surf doing very little, and Return doing quite a bit more. 18 and 42% respectively. Lax obviously getting the better end of the bargain. Return again. Another critical hit. That's a second one there pretty early on in this game, so some bad luck early for Troller. Gyarados comes in. It's another obvious recover turn. We'll see if Xray can snowball the luck that he received with those crits into some big tempo advantage with the Gyra. It's one of those hit or miss pokes that's either terrible if they have the right answers or really, really good if they don't. So we're going to find out which this case is. And wow, if the best thing he can do is go to Jirachi and get a wish off, this Gyarados could be a big problem. It could sweep. It's already at +2/+2. Is Troller just going to get donked by a Gyarados here? Taunt, I think, shuts off anything important that the Milotic could do. But he doesn't seem to have that. He goes Double Edge. And yeah, Taunt would have shut that Toxic right off, but he brought Double Edge instead. So he's now not going to outright die to the Gyarados. The question now becomes how much damage can it do before it dies. And there's his first knockout. Magneton could certainly have another knockout here. Troller playing switching games here. There's Double Edge, 81%. Psychic Back doesn't kill, but with the aid of the poison, it may. And it does. Gyarados goes down, so that was about as good of damage control as Troller was realistically going to get. He handled that about as well as he could for a team that really doesn't have a proper answer to Gyarados. The hidden power from Salamence there, super effective on Dolls, so that's going to show us that it's HP Grass. Troller's team actually looks remarkably similar to the team that Xray brought in the previous game. He's got the Magdoll going on, and he's got Celebi Milotic, which is also something that Xray had. Whether the last poke is Lax or not, I don't know. There was a Dougie before for Xray, so I mean, it's not an identical team. It didn't have Jirachi, but very similar. Shadow Ball and Specs drop here. Another Shadow Ball. Remember, the Specs drops in this gen are not making the Shadow Balls any better. It is a physical move in this gen, so awkwardly it hits physically, but it drops special defense, which they changed later because it just doesn't make a lot of sense, but that is the way that it works in this gen. There's Leech Seed and Return. A non-crit, finally. 35% is what that's going to do. Celebi going to be very healthy here after he goes for Recover. And Salamence takes the opportunity to come in, but I don't know how much it threatens Celebi here. I guess with the Specs drop, the Fire Blast is a real threat. Without the Specs drop, I think Celebi's probably okay. But with it, he's got to get out of the way. And Milotic comes in, which is probably the best, or at least the most reliable, mixed Mance answer in the entire game. So there's a pretty hard counter there. But nonetheless, Xray's still with the lead here. 5-4, and some of the pokes, like this Jirachi, I was going to say weak, but make that dead instead. Troller falls further behind. We now have a 5-3 situation. Unrevealed pokes on both ends. 2 of them for Xray, and 1 for Troller. Gonna land Leech Seed here. He's also gonna receive his own wish, so Celebi fully healthy here. Salamence comes in. Psychic. 43%, a nice little chunk on the way in. He's not going to be getting lefties back through the sand, so that damage definitely matters. Here's the obvious Milo switch. There's a Fire Blast, only 12%. Milo very, very safe here, could do what he wants to do. Lax comes in, and he's going to eat a Surf on the way in, 18%. So Return Shadow Ball Focus Punch. Gotta be worried if the last move could be Boom here. If it is, he doesn't go for it. He goes straight return. That certainly doesn't mean that he doesn't have boom or that he's not about to boom right here. He may. There's recover, and yep, there is the self-destruct. Troller's going to lose his Celebi. That may have been intentional, that may not have been. He certainly needs to keep the Milotic around for the mixed ments. No idea what the last poke is, but Troller doesn't want to show us. And Swampert, previously unrevealed, comes in for Xray. Looks to be Endpert. He's got a sub, and he does not have lefties, so good old Endeavorpert is making an appearance here. Seems like an obnoxious poke for Troller in this position. That freeze also not helping. The hacks this game have been largely one-sided, favoring Xray. T-Tar coming in on Milo. Troller really needs it to thaw ASAP here. And it's Hidden Power Grass is the best thing he can do, so he will have a couple more opportunities to thaw. Here's another thaw opportunity. He's had 3 of them now. Doesn't do it. This is going to be the last one. He's going to need to thaw right now. And he does not, so Unlucky Freeze is really punished here. Oh, man. And that is not the last poke that he needs. That is a Dugtrio that has absolutely no way to win this game. T-Tart is going to Ice Beam it right down. And that is going to be an anticlimactic game. It's going to be Xray stomping on Troller in this one. Not super close. Now, as I mentioned, to Troller's credit, or I guess at least worth a footnote to give him a little bit of leeway, the hacks in this game seemed pretty one-sided. There were multiple crits early on that led to a tempo advantage for Xray. That freeze sucked. The fact that he never thawed sucked. A lot of things went Xray's way in this game. Does that mean that Xray wouldn't have won anyway if the hacks were either not there at all or a little more neutral? No, it doesn't mean that. Maybe he would have. We don't know his last poke either. Maybe Xray wins either way. But it certainly would have been closer than it ended up if the hacks were a little more even. As it stands, it's going to be a 4-0 one-sided victory for Xray without even revealing his last poke. And Troller, unfortunately, will not be participating in the CALLOUS Invitational 3 main event. But I still love you very much, Troller, my friend, and I appreciate you playing in the play-ins. Maybe next year it'll be better. In the meantime, guys, CALLOUS Invitational 3, there is a link to our Discord channel in the description. There is also a link to the Pokemon Perfect thread for this tournament in the description. Check both of those out. And very, very importantly, please, please, please subscribe to this channel if you've not done so already. Really got to get my sub count back up. 100 is the magic number that I need to reclaim my URL, so please sub. Please tell your friends that the channel is back. There's going to be a lot more content with this tournament, so stay tuned. Till then, I'll see you guys later.